Twisted branches clawed at the moon. The forest breathed cold, damp air. A twig snapped. Something heavy lumbered through the undergrowth. Eyes like hot coals glinted from the darkness. The whisper of wind sounded like a mournful cry. The forest held its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash. The goat monster, a creature of nightmare, snorted, its twisted horns catching the moonlight. It stood tall, its shadow stretching across the forest floor, a harbinger of doom. The air around it seemed to thicken with dread, every breath it took echoing through the silent woods. Its eyes blazed with ancient fury, a rage that had been simmering for centuries. These eyes had seen countless horrors, and now they were fixed on a new target. The forest seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the inevitable. It smelled the blood of its prey, a scent that drove it into a frenzy. The creature's nostrils flared as it caught the scent, its hunger growing with every passing second. The hunt was on, and nothing would stand in its way. From the shadows, a low growl rumbled, a sound that sent shivers down the spine of any who heard it. The forest was alive with the presence of predators, each one more terrifying than the last. The growl was a warning, a promise of the violence to come. The fat werewolf, corpulent and scarred, panted, its breath misting in the cold air. It had survived countless battles, each scar a testament to its ferocity. The cold night air did little to cool its burning hunger. Its fangs, long and sharp, glistened with saliva. Tonight it would feed. The werewolf's eyes gleamed with anticipation, its muscles tensed and ready to pounce. The night was its domain, and it would stop at nothing to satisfy its hunger. They met in a clearing bathed in pale moonlight. The goat monster charged, a battering ram of muscle and fury. The fat werewolf met its attack head-on, a guttural roar ripping from its throat. The earth trembled as they clashed. Trees splintered under the force of their mighty blows. Their roars echoed through the silent trees, a symphony of violence. Section 4. Fury of Fang and Spell. The goat monster slammed its horns into the werewolf's chest, but the beast didn't falter. The impact echoed through the dark forest, a thunderous clash of bone and muscle. The werewolf, with its sinewy frame and razor-sharp claws, stood its ground, eyes locked onto its adversary. The goat monster, a grotesque fusion of beast and nightmare, snorted in frustration, its breath visible in the cold night air. The werewolf's eyes glowed with an infernal light. It threw back its head and howled, a high-pitched, piercing sound that seemed to split the night. The howl was not just a cry of battle, but a call to the ancient spirits of the forest, a summoning of primal forces. The trees around them seemed to shiver in response, their leaves rustling as if whispering secrets of old. From the werewolf's maw, a stream of fire erupted, engulfing the goat monster in a blaze of searing heat. The flames danced wildly, casting eerie shadows on the forest floor. The goat monster, caught off guard, let out a guttural roar, its eyes wide with a mix of pain and rage. The fire illuminated the dark forest, revealing the twisted branches and gnarled roots that seemed to reach out like skeletal hands. The smell of singed fur filled the air. The goat monster roared in pain and fury, shaking its head, trying to dislodge the flames. Its once majestic fur was now charred and smoking, patches of skin visible beneath the burnt hair. The forest around them crackled with the heat, the fire spreading to nearby bushes and trees. The battle between these two titans was not just a fight for survival, but a clash of ancient powers, each determined to dominate the other. Section 5. Silence in the Aftermath. The forest held its breath, an eerie stillness settling over the landscape. The trees stood tall and silent, their branches heavy with the weight of the recent events. The air was thick with a sense of foreboding, as if the forest itself was mourning. Smoke drifted through the trees, the only evidence of the battle that had raged here. The acrid scent of burning lingered, a stark reminder of the violence that had taken place. The smoke twisted and turned, weaving through the branches like a ghostly serpent, leaving a trail of sorrow in its wake. The clearing was empty, save for a few drops of blood staining the frost-covered leaves. Each drop told a story of struggle and loss, a silent testament to the lives that had been forever changed. The frost sparkled in the dim light, a cold and unfeeling witness to the tragedy that had unfolded. The wind whispered through the trees, a mournful sigh for the fallen. It carried with it the echoes of the past, the cries of those who had fought and the silence of those who had fallen. The leaves rustled softly, as if in conversation with the wind, sharing secrets of the battle that had been fought. The haunted forest had claimed two more souls, their conflict lost to the whispers of the night. The darkness seemed to close in, wrapping the forest in a shroud of mystery and sorrow. The ghostly mist swirled around the trees, a silent guardian of the secrets buried within the forest's depths.